Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. Yeah, as you can see, I'm going to show you some tricks of the trade, how to drain a hot water tank. But I do have to replace the hot shutoff valve, because when you turn it on and off, it leaks through the top. The cold's fine, so I'm going to replace it with this instead of the twisty knob kind. As you can see, I got all my stuff up here, and I do have electrical tester I did feature on YouTube. I checked to make sure the electric off with the service panel. You always want to make sure of that, because you can cause a dryer fire in these heating elements. And I do have two replacement heating elements set in a pair, and you got to have the heating element tool like a screwdriver handle to use as a handle to bust them loose. So why burn a heating element when you don't have to? You don't turn these back on until all the water's out, refilled with water at all. Now I'm going to show you some hacks. This is really a hack video on how to drain this properly. You know, my way. Your way might be different. Your application may be different than mine. But what I did, and you could make these out of CPVC as well as copper, but I took all the copper out of my trailer about 3 or 4 years back when I put my first bathtub in. I had some left over I recycled, but I kept parts before I recycled them. I made this out of, I had to measure from the floor up to the TP valve. All right. I made this as a prop so I didn't have to stand there and hold that into place, because it does lock sometimes into place, but if it slips, this will stop it. I had to measure from the floor up. I made this out of a little short stub, elbow, a long piece, and at the very bottom of it, I soldered on an end cap for extra height, plus where it won't cut in the carpet. And how I'm draining this, it's weird, is, hope you can see for the light, I put waste fittings on like for a water hose. You can buy these at Lowe's. I screwed it on, glued it in with CPVC, elbowed it, ran it straight into the floor right down there with that elbows you see down in the bathroom floor. And underneath that, I put another straight piece of pipe. And for the winter, just for protection, I wrapped that up in styrofoam pipe wrap and zip tied it. Now there's a water valve we're going to have to replace. That very front one where you see the camera. This top one, it's higher up. That's cold, that's fine. The bottom one don't leak. It just only sprays a little bit out when you shut it on, turn it off, and turn it back on. So that's getting replaced. But during this process, you got to take the access panels off. Now I did take a voltmeter. Checked all the electrical connections to make sure it had voltage here. Checked the thermostats top and bottom. Checked both heating elements top and bottom. Made sure all the screws were tight top and bottom. I even checked down in here for voltages. Everything was fine. I checked the thermostats, reset button, everything looks good. So that's all part of servicing. But the reason why I made this, to help drain this. Now you can make it also out of CPVC right here too, if that's all you got, some glue and primer. But it's best, before you glue or solder, however you do it, put all the pieces dry fit them. Make sure it all fits right before you do it. You know, you got to have the right height and everything. But that's the little hack I wanted to show you. And I didn't want to run a water hose, because the water hoses, you can use a regular green garden hose, but after a while they can damage them. And I can't use that black one up there because it's expandable and this is hot water. And the red hoses are designed for these, but they're salty in price, the red garden hoses, and you got to drag them clear through the trailer outside. And if you got pets or something, no. And we got aluminum pan this is setting in, is because it keeps the bottom of these from rusting out more as protection. So that's an extra 20 some dollars for that pan, 15, 20 bucks at Lowe's, but it's well worth it. And the reason why it's bent in, I did that on purpose so I could protrude this spigot nozzle to do this. So yeah, it take about replacing that part, draining this, refilling it and everything, probably about 2 to 4 hours. But once the tank is all filled, before you can turn the electric on, you got to go, when you shut your water off initially, you got to open up all your spigots, tub, zincs, whatever you got, all spigots, okay, to do this. Once everything gets filled, you gotta let all the water get back through your spigots, hot and cold. Once all that's done, you stick, I got like a bowl, I just stick it up under here and bleed this out, because all the air in the spigots and this must be bled out. Once you're getting water out of this, no air in the lines, then only then you can turn your power back on. So that's why I did that, this video. I do have a small little container here. I'm going to collect the water, a little bit of water in it, so don't get on the carpeting when I cut that water line. But the reason why I made this video, this wasn't the original hot water tank that was in here. The original one was a small one that was inside this wooden wall here I made. And I also made that an escape route for the cats, you know, going in and out of the bedroom to the bathroom. Because sometimes they like to use this for an extra entrance. My old mobile home repair guy repaired our old hot water tank a couple times. He had to drill a hole in the freaking floor, open this, drain it like that, just with nothing on it, and water would be leaking all over. My carpet down there would be soaked. And that's initially the reason why I had to replace the floor under this hot water tank. I had to replace it near that opening, all the way back to maybe close to my workshop light and grinder area here. So that's why I did that. But anyhow, yeah, you can see I got my glue there, primer, screwdriver. That's what you're going to need, a flat blade to loosen that water valve with. Pliers on loosen the glue because they're snug. You got my wire cutters right here, my flashlight, and everything. So that's why I made this little short tutorial video. Hope you like and enjoy it. Subscribe, like, comment. No haters or trolls. You can be blocked, spammed of all three. But this is a simple hack that I made. I made this by hand, and I made that piece here all by hand. All I do is buy one garden hose fitting you can buy. And it just has a rubber washer in it to stop any leaks. You just screw it on, tighten on a little bit with a pair of these channel lock grooves, slip joint pliers, and glue the rest of it into place. And I put pipe wrap on it to keep the other end of it from freezing and cracking the pipe. But this is a lazy man's way of doing it, but it sure in the hell beats staying here 2-3 hours holding it. That would get tiring. But anyhow, like, subscribe, ring that notification bell for more videos like this. I thought I'd show you my little tricks and hacks. And this won't drain on this tank until you pull this. I didn't hear no water at all. So yeah, this has to be pulled. That's how they're set up, some of them. Some of them you don't have to do this with. But I know I've installed a lot of them where you had to do this. So anyhow, hope you enjoy the video. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy everything. But anyhow, like, subscribe, comment. Leave any suggestions or tips. I like to hear it. What you think of this hack. Please also, like Lacey Fluga, my wife, Rick from the GPPI team, Ghost Police Paranormal Investigators. And like I said, thanks for watching. Enjoy the video. And hope you can rig something up like this for your application too. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.